Good morning, friends. Welcome to today's pick a card, and the fairies are here today. And of course, they're wanting us to find balance, which immediately brings up the question, how are you out of balance today? What's going on? What's going on in your life that is causing you to lose your peace of mind? Not to lose your mind, of course, but to lose your peace of mind, and how important it is as we approach the holiday season to have reasonable goals and expectations about what might be going on. So, as I lift up the Palo Santo today, allow the smoke to carry our worries and concerns to the heavenlies and to bring us into a peaceful, calm awareness of what we can do, how we can tell ourselves the truth of the things that we're going through so that we're ready for change and transition. Hey, Roxy, good morning. Hey, Bina, welcome. So glad you guys are here. Having a little bit, the sun is glaring so deeply into the room right now. I think it's a sign that there are people who are going to be visiting us this morning who are ready to break some patterns that are holding us back from our highest good. The fairies are so playful, but they're also, they don't hesitate to tell the truth. And that's why I'm glad to welcome that energy in today. And I have my little fairy wand that I enjoy so much using. And I just look at the beautiful sparkle of that gem. And I feel like the fairies are calling you guys to really recognize, where is your sparkle? How can you allow your own true nature to come out when you feel that you have so much to do and so many problems to solve? Okay. So, as usual, I'm going to draw. This is the card we're starting with here, this Find Balance card, just as our overall theme for our day today. It is 1212, and that's a wonderful portal for entry into a deeper knowing of yourself. Okay, so we're off to the races. If you'd like to have a personal reading, all you have to do is hit the super chat, and then I will draw cards especially for you. But right now, let's allow the beautiful light seers to open up our readings today and see what it is that the fairies have for us. Okay, and here's one and another card for us. And the first card that comes up is the Devil card. Isn't that interesting? Talk about balance, right? Let's see. And then we have Ace of Swords. Can you see that okay? And the Sun. Oh, wow. Okay, this gives me goosebumps because these are very oppositional energies, the devil card and the sun. And so I feel like there are people right now watching who are feeling out of balance, and it's hard for you to be honest with yourself and with others because people look to you for guidance. People are always coming to your door when things are not going well because they see you as somebody who understands and desires to help people. But little do they know that you have a personal battle that's going on right now. And the fairies are wanting you to know you are not the source. Okay. You are not source. You are connected to source. And many times that means that you have to help people understand that while they love to spend time with you and they enjoy the fact that you can guide them, the fact is that you are not the source. You are just connected to the source. Okay. So it can be tempted to fall into situations where you end up feeling like you're being somebody else's puppet. This is the big temptation. Okay. So as you're going forward through the rest of this year, watch if you feel manipulated or controlled by anyone. Allow yourself to tell yourself the truth. Take this Ace of Swords energy. The swords are the suit of your thoughts. And make sure that you are not being deceived or manipulated by anyone. Do not be afraid of your own reactions because they may be guiding you to put an end to something. The end of this year is filled with the sun, the light of the sun. And this card is good news, even if it comes out reversed. Things are looking up. You are going from this feeling of being manipulated and controlled by life to being able to stand independent and know your own strength. The fairies are here to support you. So let's go for, oh, wait, I have one more deck I'm going to be using. Hey, Roxy, thank you for your super chat. I appreciate it, and I will be drawing cards for you shortly. Roxy is the very first member of my love club. I'm so thrilled to be able to help people find more self love on their way to their heart's desires. And if you would like to work with me more closely, joining my membership is the easiest way to do that. Okay, so let's draw. We're drawing from the Whispering Woods deck for our guidance, for our blessing. And so before we move to Roxy, let's just see what is the blessing from the fairies today for our the start of our reading. Okay, let's take a peek. And it's hope, an idea like a single acorn can start a wondrous forest. This is very true for you. If you've been struggling at all in any life area right now, this Ace of Swords is a sure sign that just opening yourself up to a new way of thinking about your situation is going to grow into something magnificent. Okay? Excuse me. Okay, let's put these cards back into the deck in case they want to come out and visit us again. And we'll take away the balance. And our first reading today is for Roxy. Roxy, thank you so much for your continued support to my work. I appreciate you so much, as you know. So here is your fairy message today. Wisdom. Okay, I love this. Have you ever been told that you're wise beyond your years? Now is the time to call upon your inner fairy wisdom to help you with this current challenge. So, Roxy, I know from our work together, Roxy works with me privately. I know from our work together that you are feeling very challenged as the year gets finished here. There's so much potential. You're knowing the future. You can feel it. You know that things are changing. And you have felt a little bit frustrated at the pace. I think that you wish you were there already. So let's see, what do the cards have for you today when it comes to understanding your current situation, that idea of tapping into your inner fairy wisdom. Okay, let's just quickly popped out. Okay, the Empress card did not show up today, Roxy. Roxy has had, I think, what did you tell me that the Empress has showed up 5 times in your readings in the last week or two? And I remember from your reading the other day, part of it was that sometimes when you're wanting a big change in your life, there is the sensation that once you get that thing that you're wanting, that the joy and the satisfaction that comes with that thing will put you in a permanent place of well-being. And this is something that it fights against the wisdom of nature. Right now, where I live, the leaves have all fallen from the trees, or most of them have, and the trees are going into that dormant stage. Winter is on its way. Winter is pictured on this card, right? So when you go through seasons of change, you have to understand that everything is fleeting. To be able to rejoice in something that's happening right now is fantastic, but it's not a destination. It's just a pit stop along the way. Life's journey is filled with ups and downs. And this fairy wisdom to me is all about nature. And I know it's cold. Yesterday, I did not get out and walk because I didn't feel like it. It was too cold. But I know I find peace of mind when I go outside. So bundle your little self up, Roxy, and get outside enough to find the fairy wisdom that's waiting for you. Justice. there is a place within you that knows about things being fair. And sometimes I think it feels like you've been working so hard and your results, where are their results? Why can't you make progress? She's holding so tightly to that sword, and the sword is your thoughts. So, what is it within you that is a thinking pattern that can be shifted? I know you're doing the Success Blocker 7-day intensive right now, and it's introducing you to thought patterns that no longer serve you. Lack of self confidence, lack of self compassion. These are just thought habits. What's ahead of you here is a brand new relationship with yourself, where as you look at your life and tap into your wisdom, you need to start brand new in self appreciation. You are amazing, Roxy. You have overcome countless challenges to be here now. Your feelings about others and how others are impacting your life has just kept you from receiving all that the universe has for you. As you step forward and away from any sort of I would say, well, it's negative thinking, but it's also the habit of negative self-talk, where you're talking to yourself in ways that do not build you up. That's what your intensive is teaching you this week. And it's opening your eyes to seeing yourself in a completely new way. This Two of Wands just points to the journey that is ahead for you, the preparation that you're doing right now. You have your dreams and your visions, and you have accomplished lots to get you to this point. The idea of using this winter season when you can go into a bit of hermit mode, a bit of dormancy, and allowing yourself to recognize the parts of your self concept that need to be built up. This is going to prepare you for 2025 and what's approaching. Okay. There is a sense of longing that goes along with this card. Like, when will it happen? And Roxy, I can tell you that your inner fairy wisdom wants to support you on the journey of deepening your self love and compassion. Okay, so let's pull up our prayer, our the good wishes of the fairies. Some people call that prayer. Let's see what your blessing is. Change. Falling leaves do not signify the end, but the beginning of a fruitful season. Can you see how this card is exactly what your message is? The idea of accepting what you need to let go and embracing this time of winter to embrace your new commitment to finding a sense of deep love and compassion for yourself right now is going to open doors for you. Okay. Fantastic reading for you today, my dear Roxy. Thank you so much for your super chat. We're going to go forward. I'm Catherine, by the way, if you're new here. I'm Catherine. I used to be Fish Out of Water Tarot, and now we are breaking patterns. We're trying to facilitate your making advances, whatever it is that you're looking for. What's holding you back? Let's see what the fairies have for my friends right now. When it comes to breaking patterns that are holding you back, what do the fairies have to say? Beautiful. Okay, shine from within. All right, let's see what the tarot has. Looks are only skin deep. True beauty shines from within, and it's time for you to shine. This is a time for self acceptance and for revealing your true beauty. Roxy, you can certainly put this like frosting on your cupcake because this definitely carries that same energy of self acceptance. This might be especially true for anyone that struggles with social anxiety, introversion, that you prefer your own company. It's hard for you to shine because you may be worried about being judged. Could that be going on here? Okay, let's draw our tarot. What is it for my friends when it comes to the courage it takes to shine no matter what people might think of it? Let's take the cards here. If you would like me to draw cards for you personally, I would love to. Just hit the super chat and dear Bina will let me know, and then I will draw cards just for you. Okay, let's see what we have for the collective. We have the Tower card. The devil shows up for the second time today so far, tempted. What is tempting us? Well, I can see just from the feel of this reading, there is a huge temptation to stay inside, to stay isolated. Okay. You may have been ghosted by family and friends. You may have had a time when you were mocked or that people teased you about you are unique. You're an eccentric person, you prefer your own company. You might be a healer of some sort, a Reiki person, a Reiki practitioner. You might read cards. There's something about you that makes you different from your family of origin, and you've experienced some rejection, and it's felt terrible when people that you trust make a comment, even if they think it's funny. They make a comment and it just destroys you. It's as if a lightning bolt comes down and just ruins what it is that you're wanting to do, or even more painful, it ruins your own self concept where you don't trust the gifts and the promises of the universe, because when you did step out, suddenly you felt attacked or judged, and it stops you in your tracks. I have to take a sip of tea. Hey, goddess of the sea, welcome. Squirrels. Squirrels are one of my favorite animals. They're fun to watch. They're very playful, and they're constantly in action. So when I see this thunderbolt has happened, and even the squirrel is stopped in its tracks, and I feel like that sense of being judged, there's so much fear in being judged that it stops you from wanting to shine your true light. It's tempting, the devil card. Look how handsome this figure is. But these thoughts of self, um, almost like blaming yourself or feeling like you have to stay separate in order to be safe, that's not true. There are people out here in the world who need your unique perspective. For all the judgment that you have received, there are equal amounts of people who simply enjoy your company. They enjoy your quirkiness. And in a way, I feel like a part of you feels like the universe is kind of breadcrumbing you, where the universe says, "Oh, okay, I'll give you a little bit, but I might take it away at any second." And you know what? This is not true. How you speak to yourself is so important. Here's a couple of affirmations. Even though I'm so unsure, I know that there's something special I'm on the planet to do. Even though it scares me to go out and let my light shine, the truth is, I've always known I'm here for a reason. Even though I feel safer away from people, I am open to be willing to be ready to step out into the flow of abundance that's waiting for me. I know it's not easy. If you're listening to me right now and you think, yeah, Catherine, you know exactly what I'm feeling. It does not feel safe to shine my light. You can talk to me for absolutely no charge. I do something called a love magnet reading, where I can help you understand where your love magnetism is. Where is your ability to attract the right kind of people and the right opportunities? If your love magnet is weak, you will attract the opposite of what you're wanting. Are you curious? Bina will put my scheduling link right in there, and you can talk to me at absolutely no charge. I'm happy to give you some direction. Okay. So here is our blessing for this card. Idle hours. Take some time out to lie on the emerald grass. This is an important message from the fairies because you know what? Fairies are not very happy when they're indoors. Fairies prefer being outdoors. Now, right now, it's winter time here, and so I can't very easily lie on the grass because it's brown and it's cold. But I can bundle up and take myself outside. So if these cards are resonating with you today, my friend, understand that it is just your own concept of yourself that's keeping you back from the things that are waiting for you outside, enjoying nature, being grateful for cool, fresh air will draw you to a new perspective. Okay. If you're resonating with the reading, hit that thumbs up. Let me know that you're out there. If you'd like a personal reading, I'm happy to do that. I just use the super chat and I will get right to you. But meanwhile, we're just letting the angels have their way with us, excuse me, the fairies. Serenity, hey, welcome, my friend. You're just in the right timing here. I'm happy to draw cards for you today, Serenity. Every time every time you come and I see your name, it just so blesses me because it's a reminder of the gift of serenity. And Serenity, I have feeling that the fairies have a gift for you today. Let's take a peek. Now, all y'all who are listening, don't be surprised if you resonate with somebody else's card. Birds of a feather flock together, and most of us have similar needs and interests when we gather together for a collective reading. Okay, so Serenity, the healing card. Now is a time for you to give or receive healing. Everyone has a natural ability to heal others. Yes, even you. So, Serenity, I'm wondering, have you ever felt that you might be called to help other people? Are you the kind of person that your friends and your family come to when they need someone to talk to? You may have spiritual gifts that are under the surface and not exposed yet. Okay. So let's take a peek. Sometimes when people have healing gifts, they think, oh, not me. Think, well, Catherine, it's easy for her to go ahead and read the cards. But for me personally, I'm sure that that can't be so. So let's take a look, Serenity. What do the fairies have for you today? Okay. Very interesting cards, my friend. Okay. You see those okay? All right. So when I see the center card here with that Four of Cups, there is a sense of boredom, a sense of, oh, brother, what will I do today? Everything stays the same. I'm not seeing any progress in my life. There's just this sense of, oh, well. And it looks like that it's definitely a point of being stuck. And so as I look at the other cards here, the first one is this judgment card. I feel like that there's a part of you, Serenity, that you're just hard on yourself. You know what I mean? Where you feel you judge yourself. Again, I'm picking up the situation that there's something in you that wants to be expressed. That even though you're dissatisfied with part of your life, for sure, that there's a part of you that wants to be used by spirit. See how this invisible self is rising from the physical self. I feel like as you are staying in this stuck mindset, like, oh, what's going to happen? I can't control what's going on in my life. that there's part of you that wants to serve humanity. Do you know what I mean, Serenity? Have you been asked recently to be part of something? Is there a place in your community where they could use a helping hand? Is there a volunteer opportunity in your community where you could simply step outside of your current mindset and serve others? Many times, this is the kind of action that can bump you forward into making progress. So ask yourself today, stand in front of the mirror, Serenity, and ask yourself, what could I do to serve humanity right now? Because if you look at this card, see this hand coming out and offering a brand new cup, a brand new way of receiving love. She doesn't even see it, even though her hand subconsciously is reaching for something. It's like you feel stuck just because something you're wanting is not developing. It doesn't mean that there isn't oodles of love, bunches of love waiting for you. You just don't see it. So allow your spirit to guide you. The fairies want you to explore the idea of healing others. So when we look at the Six of Swords, this is a pivotal time. The worst is behind you. You're coming out of a stormy time and you're approaching the sea edge. You're approaching a time when you're going to get off of this current boat and go forward. Notice how she's carrying a suitcase and she's ready for a change. I feel like there's someone you're going to meet when you do step out of your comfort zone. And instead of feeling needy or lost, that you reach out to others who are feeling the same way. It's going to balance your energy so beautifully. Now, if you're truly isolated and you can't get out of your home, there are places online, there are forums, and there are blogs, and there are communities where you can join and simply inspire people. Even on my channel, for example, if you see a reading or something that I post, you can post a comment to someone else's comment. Okay, if you like following tarot online, watch the comment section. And if somebody says something and they say something like, "Oh, I haven't seen my brother in a year," you can make a comment there and say, "I will be praying for you." Engaging the part of yourself that wants to encourage others is going to help you get to your next level. All right. So let's take a look here. And your card is opportunities. Just a great, great message. Unfurl like a fern, even without warm sunlight. This completely supports this idea that there are opportunities for you to love and serve others that are right in front of you. And that is going to make a change. All right. Thank you so much for that super chat. And let me know, would you, my email address? Bina puts up my email address for you guys. Feel free to email me with any comments or questions that you have about this reading. Okay, Serenity? All right, moving forward, let's see what else the fairies are encouraging us. If you're new here today, I'm Catherine. Welcome to these readings where we are breaking patterns. We're trying to find the things that are going on in our lives that are interrupting our joyful journey. Okay, let's take a peek. What is the fairy message that's coming next? Okay, and we have fairy spotting. Oh, it's time to go fairy spotting. So this totally resonates with me today. That those of us who resonate with fairy energy, and you guys know I have a woods near my house, and I've built a fairy garden in my woods. Right now, I've had to be out there working quite a bit because the leaves have covered up the path. But the whole idea of being alert and aware to how the universe wants to bless you with this great, playful, happy, genuine fairy energy. Now, they are not ever telling us that we should be happy all the time. Because if you set yourself up thinking that happiness is a permanent destination, that once certain things happen, that then you'll be happily ever after. No, no, no. That's false. Fairy tale, right? Fairy tales are here for our entertainment, but true fairy guidance helps us understand the cycles of nature. The fairies live in nature. And so being able to embrace cycles is so important. And the fairies want you, yes, you just tuned in. The fairies want you to be aware that in the downturns, when things get cold, they are always going to get warm again. It's so important for fairy lovers to understand that happily ever after is a human idea. Happily ever after is not a fairy idea because fairies understand that everything ends and begins and ends and begins. There's no escape. So it's time to go fairy spotting. It says that seeing is believing, but in fact, the opposite is true. Believing is seeing. Next time you go for a walk, be sure to ask before you step out. Fairies, show yourself to me. Okay. You may see dragonflies or butterflies that are signs that fairies are nearby. You may find a feather today when you're out and about, another sign that the fairies want you to know you are being guided. Right now, when it comes to what's going on for you, you are in the waiting room, aren't you? There's something that you have been wanting to manifest. Could be love, could be money, it could be a change in your profession. Perhaps you want to move to a new community. There's something that has been growing underground. You know that if you look at a big tree in your neighborhood, the root system of that tree is as big or bigger than the branches that you see above ground. Many times when you get discouraged because you've been waiting for something to happen, it's because you're not aware that everything is growing underground. This is part of what the fairies teach us about cycles. There's seed time and harvest. And what you're wanting right now is in the growth stage. This sun is the best card in the deck. It's the second time it's come out in our readings. It was here on our first card, which was about balance. I will be putting timestamps on these readings so that you can go back and review them because the sun brings so much promise to us. In ancient times, the stories that they told about the sun were so life-giving to the tribes because they didn't have scientific machines to explain why the sun disappeared and then returned. But if we did not have the light of the sun, all life would cease here on the planet. So this sun is warming and bringing your wishes into being. There are fairies around you every day who want to support you and encourage you. The growth that we have between the figure that is so patiently waiting, which is where you are. You're in the waiting room, and you may not be happy to be there, but it's a necessary part of the journey. When you plant a seed into the ground, like corn, for example, the very next day you don't go out and harvest the corn to eat, do you? It has to mature. This Queen of Pentacles, I love the look on her face. She's one of my favorite cards in this deck because this queen is very sure of herself. So for today, this message for you is the fairies do not want you to carry disappointment or a sense of being left out, FOMO. the dreaded FOMO. Please don't do that to yourself because what is growing right now is going to bring you stability and pleasure and connection. I know it's hard to wait. That's why it's good to find things to do while you're waiting. Is there a hobby that you used to do years ago? For example, I crochet, and right now I'm crocheting. I should bring it, maybe I'll bring it to the next reading, but I'm crocheting a peppermint candy pillow for my porch for the holidays. And there's so many YouTube videos that teach you exactly what to do. And I love that. Now, I could be spending time creating videos or writing programs. But the universe is starting to show me that working is not all there is, and that I'm returning to some hobbies that I used to enjoy to fill my time. Okay, so this is important. Find something constructive to do while you're waiting. Trust that the sun is always going to rise the next day, and that what you're currently waiting for is going to bear fruit for you. The fairies and the angels are here to support you and to love you. You just need to ask. So, next time before you go outside, and Catherine, are you listening to your own words? Yes, I am. I will ask that the fairies show themselves to me next time I'm outside. Will you join me? Hit that thumbs up. Let's all join into the mission of spotting these loving beings that are always here for us. Let's draw our Whispering Woods card. Wish. Make a wish with a dandelion in the wind. This is just that. Don't you love dandelions when you blow on that blossom and all of those little seeds go blowing off the dandelion? Right now, this time of year, you may not see a real live dandelion. You might have to use your imagination. But this is such a call to me again that even though it's difficult to see the fairies sometimes, that they are there for us at they're just one wish away. Okay. Wonderful. Thank you. Thank you. Who would like a reading from the fairies? If you would like me to draw fairy cards for you personally, just hit the super chat and I'm happy to serve you that way. Otherwise, let's just go forward with the collective. I know that you must love fairies or you wouldn't have popped into my reading today. So hold your desire, hold your need in your mind, my friend. What is it that's holding you back right now? I'm sensing there's a feeling of disappointment. I'm sensing there's somebody here right now. There's something has happened that's been disappointing. Okay, protect your dreams. You are the guardian of your precious dreams, and they are safe in your care. Keep them close to your heart until you're ready to release them. So, yes, I'm feeling like there's someone watching right now who has shared their heart with a loved one or a friend, and didn't work out so good, that they felt doubtful. They may have said, "What are you thinking? That's not real." And so I think you've been in a pattern of oversharing. Okay, so if you're here and you been caught in a pattern of oversharing, go ahead and hit that thumbs up as a connection with these cards because it can be difficult to hold back when we're excited. Isn't that true? Let's see how we can help you, my dear friend, to protect yourself from yourself, right? Oversharing can be very difficult for life. What is it the fairies want you to know about protecting your dreams? It's hard. It's like a chicken, like a hen sitting on an egg. She doesn't know what the chick is going to even look like or be like when it pops out of the egg. And she has to sit on that nest, waiting and waiting for that egg to hatch. So I feel like as you have so many ideas and you're wanting to move, there's something you've been waiting for, and you're being very creative right now, but when you do share your dreams, with others, they are not supportive. And I know what that's like. I have had that in my own life where I have to just guard my thoughts because I have people that love me, that understand my work, and I can share openly. And here on the readings, I always feel very free to be Catherine in as I am in my most creative state. Because even if you put a thumbs down because you didn't enjoy the reading, it doesn't stop me from acknowledging the stories that come to me as I open the cards. So thank you for that, you guys. Thank you for making a safe space for me. I appreciate it. But meanwhile, okay, so yes, this is something where this King of Swords is calling you to be so mindful about what you're thinking about and what you're talking about. It's it's completely life changing to recognize your oversharing tendencies, telling too much to people that you don't know well enough, being the master of your thoughts, being the master of your mind, because it is possible to nip it in the bud. Like when you feel yourself with the urge to share something, you have inner guidance that will say to you, wait up now. This needs to change. This is not something that is in your highest good to be sharing at this point. And so, this guide inside of you is asking you to take a breath before you share what it is you're manifesting right now. You're in this cycle with the Six of Pentacles. You are, hold on, let me just think for a second. When people approach your life with generosity, it has been almost like a trap because if somebody's generous with you, you open up in ways that don't serve you. You're causing yourself to be delayed in what it is you're wanting to do. There's something going on with this oversharing energy. And so the fairies are so eager for you to get out of this eternal cycle of being disappointed, false starts. Okay. So take it on for the rest of the month, 2025, right ahead of us, and just start off your day. Look in the mirror when you're getting ready and look at yourself and say, help me, angels and fairies, from oversharing. Help me protect my dreams because you are going to create a wonderful circle of energy around what it is that you're developing. Are you trying to write a book? Are you trying to launch a website? Are you trying to find love? What is it that you're trying to manifest that's staying just out of your grasp? There's a part of you that will never give up because the desire to have what you're wanting is very strong. But this idea of speaking out of turn and oversharing is holding your progress right where it is. Okay. Now, a lack of self love can be very much part of this. If you wonder why you are trapped in this pattern, consider popping into my calendar for a love magnet reading. It's no charge. I can speak to you for 15 or 20 minutes and help you feel this block. All right. Because once you recognize how you're blocking yourself through a lack of self love, you're going to feel like you have a path to follow. Happy to give you some resources and set you on your way. Bina will add the love magnet reading. I believe she has. Thank you, Bina. I appreciate you. See if I can. Okay. I'm not able to follow all the comments today because the sun is glaring in on my phone and I can't see. So thank you guys for being here. Hit that thumbs up. Align yourself with this fairy energy today. Okay. And thank you, Bina, for helping me. So I couldn't do this without you. I love you, girl. Okay, so here is the advice. Cleanse Wash your weary spirit clean and take a walk in the wooded glades. I mean, every single card today has been talking about getting outside. I love this deck. Let me show you what it is. It's really a wonderful deck and it supports the messages of the fairies. Isn't it cool? Whispering woods, enchanting secrets from the forest. So, yes, you do need to cleanse your habits of oversharing, and it's okay. Please don't be offended. I don't ever mean to offend anybody. That's not my goal. But I do want us all to realize that when we share our dreams before their time, it weakens them. And that's the last thing that we want to do. Okay. So thank you. Thank you. Thank you guys for being with me today. Those of you who are new here, I'm Catherine, and this used to be Fish Out of Water Tarot, but I decided to switch gears for 2025, and I'm just previewing what's going to be happening in the new year because we all have patterns that we live with that separate us from our highest good, and that's what we're trying to overcome. Okay, let's see here. Right. Going forward, sip my tea, see what the fairies have for us. Next fairy card is, thank you for your patience, you guys. Light. The fairy queen of light comes to shed love and light onto your current situation and to remind you that light can penetrate the darkness. Okay, so whoever this card is for, I'm just sensing a dip in your mood. You may be a person who has fought with depression over time, but there's a darkness, and I feel like a sense of discouragement. Perhaps you just had a loss of some kind. So, first, just wanting to give you a hug. Whatever this energy is that's pulling your mood down, let's see what the light seers have for us. The fairy queen of light. You know, there is a pecking order in the fairy kingdom. Not every fairy is a queen. So I feel like the fairy queen coming out for you today, my dear viewer, is very significant because there's something going on where she felt it was important to get off of the throne, to step in front of the other fairies, and to reach into this space for a message for you. King of Swords was just here on a previous reading. So it does look like there's a mindset issue that's here. And here we have the Hermit card and the Four of Cups. And again, the Four of Cups has come out today also. Okay, so I feel, honestly, I feel like there has been a loss here. This could be a loss of a mentor or a friend, or a family member. There's been somebody that you have loved and relied on who is not accessible anymore. I'm kind of getting a feeling of somebody who has passed on, that they've passed away, and that this has been within the last few months or within the last year, could even be within the last couple of weeks. It's somebody who you deeply admired, that you thought you could always count on, and for whatever reason, they are gone. And it's put you into hermit mode. You've separated yourself from your daily routines. Your friends might be concerned for you. You might be getting phone calls that you're not answering. You might not have checked your email in a couple of days because you are really settling in to this time. You've set yourself apart. The thing is that even though the loss of this person, this is a very particular reading. I'm sure it's not resonant for everyone, but there is someone that feels lost because of the loss. And there's this sense of um, how can I go on without this energy, without this person? And so I'm just going to grab another deck here for a second because I feel like I want to dig in deeper here for you, my friend. If you can, if you're resonant with this idea that there's something, um, that there's something that is troubling you about this loss, okay? All right. Let me just, before I go further, I just want to pull a couple more cards. My heart goes out to you. Losing an influencer in your life, losing this person has caused you to just feel like, why should I go on? Now, the gender doesn't matter. This could be a female figure or a male figure, but let's just see what it is that, how can we clarify this? What do we need to know about this person that is left? What do we need to know? Okay, this card is drawing my attention. Okay, so the Eight of Pentacles. So I do feel for you, my friend, that there is this, it looks like it's connected to your career, that this is a person who mentored you and helped you. When you followed the directions, when you were in collaboration with this person, you felt productive. You felt, yes, my life is improving. This is exactly the path I should be on. And I feel like this person may have left in a shocking way. It may have been something that happened out of the blue. But what they're wanting you to know is you have so much talent. You can carry on without me, even though you feel doubtful. I love that this angel of this fairy queen of light is here to light up your current situation. Living in the dark has not served you. Okay, so let's see what it is about this Hermit card. What clarifies the Hermit card? The star. Yep. Now, in the Hermit, I thank you that this card came out because the Hermit, in the tarot, in the Rider Waite, the Hermit is carrying a lantern, and the lantern holds that star of healing. So that you have been spending some time separate because the loss of this person has struck you so deeply, and you have been in a time of resting and recovery. And so this hermit energy is getting ready to transition into active healing. Okay. There is a part of you that wants companionship, that wants to be released from the darkness of this transition, and this card here, the Lovers, is the card for clarity. This really is the opposite energy of the Four of Cups because it's showing a collaboration with someone new. A lot of people assume that the Lovers card is about relationships and love, but not necessarily. The Lovers card can be about important friendships and important connections. But what's happened here with the loss of this person is that you are being prepared to reconnect and not necessarily reconnecting to a person or to a replacement, but a reconnection to life. There's a program that I'm just trying to think of. There's a woman who was widowed is created a program, um, let me see. And she talks about the waiting room. I can't remember the name of her program, but if you are listening to this and you want the resource that I'm talking about right now, email me because I will research and find this person because it's the idea of allowing yourself to step out of the pattern of this loss and reawaken your life. You are still here, and it's important that you recognize how supported you are. Okay, a deep reading for one of you, and again, I just lift you up in prayer, and I thank that Queen of Fairies, the Queen of Light that's here to support you as you go through this healing journey. Okay, let's see what your blessing is here. Uncertainty. The shades of gray within the fog will eventually lift. Yes, the pain of going forward without your person is put you into a flood of uncertainty. And this too shall pass. It's just so important to take the pace of this with exactly what is right for you. Notice how that card is moving by itself. You're on your way out of a funk. You will feel better, my friend. Okay? All right, let's just put this aside. And just you guys who are watching right now, just hit those hearts over there to the right. Let's just flood the stream with love right now because this is a difficult time for some of us, especially during the holidays around loss. Okay? Thank you, darlings. Okay, let's go on. We'll have one more card here. What is it the fairies have for us? What's your fairy card? Let's take a peek. If you're new here today, I'm Catherine. Welcome. We used to be fish out of water, and now we are pattern breakers. We're looking for clues on how to get out of our own way, manifest exactly what we're wanting. And here we have new beginnings. New beginnings. This fairy godmother heralds the joyous news of a new baby or the birth of a cherished idea. Protect and nurture your ideas as you would a newborn baby. All right, let's see here. What is it that the tarot has to add to this? We did have a message early on about not sharing your dreams. And so this is kind of connected, isn't it? That this is what happens when you don't share your dreams and you create on the inside first, which is what the old masters of manifesting used to teach. You imagine yourself as if you already have your desire. So if you are desiring a love connection, you're desiring a soulmate, you start to create it from the inside out by acting and thinking as if you already have a soul. You're wanting that new career. How do you act and think in a way that will draw that to you? Let's take a peek and see how the tarot supports the idea of creating from the inside out. I mean, you think about pregnancy and birth, you do not see that baby until it's born, but it certainly is alive inside, right? And so the normal pattern of birth here on the earth, birth and earth, is the idea that you cannot see something before it becomes tangible to you. So the energy of the chariot shows us that things are moving quickly. There's something happening before the end of the year that's going to shake up your financial situation for the good. You have been believing, trusting, and guiding your own self. You're a self guided person. You trust your intuition, and you have been creating a way to have more revenue or to embrace a new career. You might be in a profession right now where you've been in school for a long time, and now you're birthing yourself out into your career. You're being careful with your self concept, you're being careful with your money, you're turning away from opportunities that would distract you because you are focused on this new beginning. The chariot here, I really love because this charioteer is not controlling these horses. The horses know what to do and they're going forward. Black and white, light and shadow. Finding the balance. Our first card today was all about balance, finding the balance of understanding your strengths and honoring your weaknesses. No human being is perfect, and there are going to be mistakes made as you go forward. But in order for you to grow from this careful steady energy to this Queen of Pentacles, sure of herself. Notice how this figure, the head is bowed. It's almost as if submitting to the process of preparation. And then the Queen of Pentacles is like a graduation card that here you sit ready to reign over your finances. You're look at how these arms are crossed. It's like nobody is getting in to hurt me. I am in control. There's a new beginning happening. I have a feeling it is about, this is in the career arena here. Indeed, you might be expecting a family, and this is about personal family issues, but I'm just reading this as career focused. Something is gathering speed before the end of the year. You can expect to hear something encouraging about your career. Okay, there's something happening very quickly within this last couple 3 weeks where you're going to be sure. Okay, you will remember this reading and you'll think it does feel like things are kind of running at a speed that's hard for you to keep up with. But remember, trusting the angels and fairies to guide you will put you in the place of power that you're looking for. Okay, so let's take a peek here at our Whispering Woods card. What is the blessing that we have for you, my friend? And we have patience. Everything can be accomplished at nature's pace. Exactly. So as the accelerator gets turned up here, be patient. You may feel worried and a little bit nervous as you go forward, but remember that's normal. Have patience. If nature speeds you up, have patience with it. It will be well worth it for you. Okay? And Rhoda, hey Rhoda, welcome. Thank you so much for your super chat. Let's see what the fairies have for Rhoda. In the nick of time, Rhoda, I was just about finished with the readings today. So I am glad that you squeaked in the nick of time. So, Rhoda, when it comes to patterns and things that need to be disrupted in order for you to make the progress that you're wanting, what is the fairy wisdom for you today, my friend? Protection. Very interesting. A protection. The fairies of protection are shielding you with a magical fairy ring of love and light. Practice psychic protection before embarking on any spiritual work. So, Rhoda, what is going on? I feel in my heart that you're sensing an aha just with this card. There's something that's been happening where you have felt protected. There are people gathering around you who love you. Sometimes they might chirp too much free advice and you want them to be quiet. But remember that they love you and they don't want to see any harm come to you. All right, so let's allow our tarot to bring us the wisdom here. Okay. What is it about this protection the fairies are offering? The Tower card. Tower has come out before in this reading today. Lovers card. Again, the lovers have come out before. And the Death card. Oh gosh, okay. So Rhoda, it seems to me that there is an energy. Now, remember, the Lover's card does not have to be romance. It could be any kind of connection. Actually, the best card in the deck for love and romance is the Two of Cups. The Lover's card actually involves making a choice, and so it seems to me that you're in the middle of some drama right now. So everybody hit some hearts, send Rhoda some healing energy because it does look like Rhoda is facing some decisions here and feeling like being kind of caught up in, I feel like you're caught up in somebody else's drama. Rhoda, but been a tower moment that has been happening. And this tower moment I'm sensing is somebody else's drama. That part of, do you know that word codependent, right? Where the codependency is all about putting other people's needs before your own. Okay, Rhoda? So take some time today and just sit quietly and just analyze. Is there anyone in my life right now that I'm putting their needs ahead of my own? Okay. It's definitely something I do tend to attract people who want to help people. And I know in my own life, I'm going through some self evaluation right now about some relationships where there's estrangement, where certain friends and family members are estranged from me right now. The path of my life was not agreeable with some of the people I grew up with. As I followed my heart, the lack of understanding from other people have caused me to have some upheaval. But can I cling to what God is calling me to? Can I walk forward to my highest good and let those people go? And it's been a battle because it feels bad to turn my back on people when I want to put their needs ahead of my own. So, other people's tower experiences, Rhoda, are not for you to fix. Okay. You have people in your life right now that are in harmony with who you are. I am in harmony with who you are. And the people here on the channel are right now sending you love and energy as they listen to this reading. You are absolutely not alone. I'm so glad you came today so you could receive this because this allegiance that you have had with someone who's in high drama, the angels and fairies want you to have this kind of relationship with them because as you line yourself up with what is truly in your highest good and you learn those boundaries, it's like a freeway. Can you imagine a freeway with no lane markers where all the people on the freeway are driving wherever they want? It would be a mess. But once you start to align yourself with what works for you, truly being a lover of your own soul, letting other people's drama fall to the side. This death and rebirth card is a continual card. It's not somebody's going to pass away. That's not what it's about. It's about allowing parts of ourself to fall away. If we were once very guarded and fearful of divine intervention, we can allow that to slough off of us. We can shed the parts of our personality that separate us from who we are here to be. You are in the right spot. The decisions you're making right now, Rhoda, are life changing. They are altering everybody's life because you're taking care of yourself. So lean into that fairy energy. The things that are falling away, there's a reason for it. It's just like the leaves in the fall. They fall off the trees and they're no longer useful. And the beautiful thing is, in the springtime, everything springs back to life. So let me pull a blessing for you. Remember, angels and fairies in my world, they are real. But I have been taught that they don't intervene without our asking. So I would love for you to call upon the angel, Archangel Michael, Rhoda, who is the king of the angels, so powerful and waiting for to intervene on our parts. I love how this death and rebirth card has that gorgeous blue in the headpiece, and the blue is the color of the Archangel Michael. And blue also is the color of speaking your own truth. Okay? So let's see what it is that is your blessing today, my dear Rhoda. Feel free to email me. You have my contact information. If you need any advice or clarity on this, I'd be happy to speak to you. Humility. Flowers are unaware of each other's beauty. They bloom regardless. So this idea, what does that have to do with humility? What I see for it, let me set it here. I'll set it here. because right now you have been a person that other people have, I'm going to say the word used, but I don't mean that in a terrible way. It's just that you're a supporter, a cheerleader, and people have come to you. But when we have a little bit of that codependent energy and we don't know that we're putting other people's needs first, it takes humility to realize, hang on a second, my own life is enough for me to manage. These people will bloom regardless of what I do. As you learn to release them to their own blooming, you will feel so much better. Melody Beatty, Beattie, wrote a book called Codependent No More. I highly recommend. And also, Al Anon can be a real lifesaver during times like this. It's not easy to release people to their own choices, but it's real necessary to find the peace of mind you're looking for. Okay, my dear Rhoda, I hope that this message was, you received it from your heart. The energy of the universe is behind you 100%. Feel free to reach out to me if you need if you need help. Those of you who are watching, remember that you can get a love magnet reading at no charge. It's my pleasure to provide that. Um, my dear assistant Bina will put the scheduling link into the chat, and just give me 15 or 20 minutes of your time, and I'm more than happy to help you feel the block that you have to your highest good. Let's go out and break up some patterns, you guys. Let's make 2025 the year of our lifetimes. Let's finish up 2024 en fuego. Okay, go forth and prosper, my dear friends. Thank you for spending your time with me this morning, and I look forward to seeing you on my next live. Bye now.